Many Democrats and Kamala supporters are trying to guilt trip and shame Latinos for supporting or voting for the Trump administration, or because they believe in America first. They're calling Latinos sellouts. They're saying that they're just trying to get closer to the white man. But the people that should be getting shamed is the Kamala supporters, the Biden administration supporters, for staying silent when the Biden administration allowed for open borders and allowed for the trafficking of a lot of Latin American people, including children. Under the Biden administration, the HHS hotline received nearly 65,000 calls, and majority of those were left unanswered. Because so many calls were left unanswered, the Trump administration had to go and investigate, and is finding a lot of horrific stories and has rescued children already. Besides these calls, ICE has already rescued 35,000 children. They're able to make this about race and go after Latinos and say, oh my God, Latinos are so racist, because this is not happening to their community. This is not happening to their children. So they're not affected by it, so they don't care. The true sellouts are Latino Democrats who continue to pledge their allegiance to an administration that has already showed you they don't care about Latino children, men, or women. They care more about filling their pockets and continuing modern day slavery. Of course, all of these Democrats are angry at Latino Republicans in general, and conservatives, because the slave masters can no longer use the slaves and are being called out for it. The true sellouts are all of you Latino Democrats who go against ICE, and by doing that are supporting the cartel.
Most insidious was providing intelligence to the Mexican law enforcement that led to the arrest of a CJNG cartel-affiliated baby trafficker called La Diabla. Her whole money-making operation was centered around luring pregnant women, performing illegal C-sections, harvesting organs, and selling newborn babies. Mr. President, it's your leadership that has made all of this possible. I can tell you, in the midst of this government shutdown, our folks, like everyone around this table, are working 24/7 without pay and eager to get after this because they believe in your leadership and the mission that you have presented to.
NGOs located along the border were often the first place processed migrants went to after being released by Border Patrol. These organizations helped the Biden-Harris administration avoid the bad optics of released migrants having to be on the street due to the large volume of overcrowding in certain sectors. Even with those efforts, the mass overcrowding still resulted in people sleeping on the streets, sometimes during the winter. Ultimately, the goal of these NGOs was to get people to their desired destination within the United States and get them settled in, even though their legal status was far from being secured. I would often see volunteers or staffers at the airport when I left the border, guiding these processed migrants to ensure they made their flights. A few times, I saw them ushering unaccompanied minors. This is haunting to think back on now, knowing that Biden's HHS lost track of tens of thousands of minors once they reached their supposed final destination. By having this guaranteed help once they reach U.S. soil, illegal aliens had greater incentive to put their lives in danger by traversing through the Darien Gap and cartel-controlled territory in Mexico. One shelter in El Paso told me in 2023, around 80% of the women who had come to them had been raped, sometimes in front of their children. This highlights that despite the NGOs having the stated goal of helping these people, their help ends up harming the people who would go to use their services. Yes, they made it to the United States, but at what cost?